I'm Sheshadri Naik from COEPN's Academy and welcome to this Facebook Live, another episode of Facebook Live which we have been doing this regularly on different interesting chapters and topics for the students, for the benefit of the students and their parents. So today's topic that we have chosen based on popular demand is 4 easy steps for kickstarting 11th science. Okay, so that's the topic that we have. So the agenda for today is that we'll be talking about COEPN's Academy, who we are, and then the next one is 4 easy steps for kickstarting 11th science. That's the main chapter for topic for today, and then we will talk about question and answer. I want to make this particular session interactive. So if you agree on a particular point, you should say why. You should type why. If you don't agree on certain things, type N. And if you have any questions, you can directly type the question or type M for maybe you agree in certain cases and so on. I'm sure you will have a lot of queries and we can definitely discuss those queries as well. So about COEPN's Academy, COEPN's Academy was started by ex-students of COEP. I myself graduated from COEP and a few of my associates have started this, and most of our faculty is from COEP and IIT. We take only 25 students in a batch so that the personal attention is ensured. We are online ready. As soon as the lockdown was announced, we were absolutely ready and we didn't lose a single day on the students didn't suffer even for a single day. Our results are proven. You can visit us on our website. We are there on Facebook. We are there on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We have 2 branches. One is in Pimpri Saudagar and other is in Kothurud. As I said that I'm Sheshadri Naik. I have graduated from COEP. I was a lecturer at Government Polytechnic Pune and also at Symbiosis Institute of Computer Studies. I have 15 years of experience and my subject is mathematics. So let's talk about what is in this for me and who is it. This particular seminar is mainly for those who are planning to pursue science in 11th and 12th standards and then planning to pursue either pure science or applied sciences. And obviously when you pass out 10th, these are some of the important questions that you need to answer, and there's a very short time available for that. So first of all, what subjects do we choose? The second one is which college do we choose? The third one is which coaching class you choose. So the takeaway from this particular lecture, mainly for the 10th students and their parents and who are interested in this particular chapter. So maybe if you are still in 9th standard but you want to know what is lies in front of me after 1 year and so on. So this is a good opportunity to get some of the answers that you may have. Stepwise process to make these particular decision is what we are going to discuss here. What are the different steps and what are the precautions that you must take? So this is a takeaway from this lecture. So the steps are, firstly you need to finalize the objective, what we are trying to do, why we are trying to do, why do you want to take science and so on. So the details will be discussed. So this is like a flower and I'll be talking about each petal as we go along. Okay, you can see the picture of the flower there. So first step is to finalize the objective. The next step is to choose the subject. What subjects do we want to choose? Whether you want to take mathematics, whether you want to take biology, whether we should go for bifocal and so on. And then choose the college. Okay, which college do you choose to go into 11th and 12th standards? Very importantly, which coaching class do you choose for these 2 years? And remember that all these decisions are linked to each other. So they are not really isolated kind of decision. There may be some iterations and we'll talk about it in more details. So if you agree, type yes in the comment box. If you do not agree, type no. And if you have any questions at this stage, most of your questions will be answered, I assure you. But in case you have any question, you can put it right away. So let's talk about the first step in this, which is finalizing the objective. Basically, what do you plan to do, and why do you want to do that? What do you plan to do, or what do you plan to pursue, and why do you want to do that? So if you have decided for science stream, then why have you decided on science stream? Or if you are not decided, why do you want to do science? One of the tools to aid this particular decision is the aptitude test. So this particular test, there are different options which are available in Pune. There's Gnan Prabodhini, and then DMIT test, and so many counselors are there. So you can get that particular test done, where they will tell you what are your strengths and what are your weak areas. So accordingly, you can make certain decisions. And these particular tests are scientifically designed, so don't worry about their authenticity. They're fairly authentic. You can talk to a career counselor, okay, in case you still have doubts, because some of the things may not be clear. You just look at the glossy picture around something, and then you decide you want to be an engineer or whatever. Then you can talk to the practitioner. That's a very good practice. What you should do is, let's say if you want to be a doctor, go and talk to the doctor. Okay, if you want to be an engineer, go and talk to an engineer and find out. If one is at home, then the decision is very easy. But most of the cases, it may not be. So in that particular case, go and talk to the practitioners you know. So they will tell you what kind of problems you may have. Then there are some views from the parents. There are some strong reasons why parents think that way. Say, for example, if your father is a doctor and he has a set practice, he may think that he wants some heir to continue his practice and so on, and it will be easy life for you or whatever. Or they may have certain views like you should go for defense and so on. So make that particular point. And very important is the inner voice. What does your own mind say? This should be given very high weightage. Okay, no matter what you say, it's your life. You are going to go through the pains and joys of that particular profession through your life. So don't become a doctor and complain that I have to check coronavirus students or patients, I'm sorry. So if you are going to be a doctor, you will have to face all the epidemics and so on. And you will have to be practically on duty for 24 hours. And every profession has its own pros and cons. So, but what is important is what your inner voice says. As a part of that particular decision, if you are pursuing science, then you will have to decide whether you want to pursue engineering, whether you want to pursue medicine, pure science, something else, maybe pharmacy or whatever. Okay, once that particular objective is finalized, the next decision that you need to make is what level of colleges are you looking for? Are you looking for topmost brand like IIT or IISER, or you're okay with COEP, or even a local college which is close to you? Whatever, if you insist on going for computer science or whatever, these may be some of the decisions that you may have to, and they should be considered as an objective as to what you want to achieve at the end of 2 years from now. So that's the decision that you should do. Very important, and as a last point on this particular slide, is that you should have plan B ready. Okay, given the kind of competition that exists for, say, IIT or BZ Medical or IISER, in that particular case, there's no guarantee of success. There's no guarantee of success, and you should be ready with plan B. And then maybe you can say that, for first year and first 1.5 years, I'm going to try for IIT. If it doesn't work, I'm going to do this. Or first 2 years, I'm going to try for IIT. If it doesn't work, I'm going to do that, whatever. But then that particular plan B must be ready. I have been seeing a lot of students who come to our class, and they are kind of, they say that if this doesn't happen, I should go for CET, or they directly decide to go for CET and so on. So there are some students who still are not clear as to what is the need for plan B, and some of the parents. Sometimes what happens is the student is not ready, but the parents are ready, and vice versa. Okay. But then it's very good idea to look for plan B. So the first step was to finalize the objective. Let's move on to the next step. Before that, if you agree with this particular step, if you have any queries, you can just type a question. You can type Y if you agree. If you do not agree, type N. And if you have any doubt or questions, you should type that particular question or type M. Okay, the next topic is that which subjects do you choose? The next topic is the next step or next topic that we're going to cover today is which subjects do you choose? One of the question is whether you should go for which board you should go for, whether you should go for CBSE, State Board or ICSE, whatever. I mean, it depends on where you are coming from. Let me tell you, there is no specific advantage or disadvantage of any of these boards. Whatever syllabus that you have is common for most of this. The only thing is that the layout of the syllabus is different. For example, CBSE may have a particular topic in 11th, which is taught in 12th for the state board, and vice versa. There are some topics in state board which come in 11th standard, and then they appear for CBSE in the 12th standard. So these are kind of differences that they exist, but don't think that state board is inferior, CBSE is better, or ICS is better, whatever. It actually boils down to which college and class and all that you want to do. The next thing is that physics and chemistry are mandatory, so there's no question about what subjects do you need. Physics and chemistry you have to choose. English is also compulsory, so 3 subjects are all decided. The question is of maths and biology. If you are sure you want to pursue engineering or engineering related branch which does not lead biology, drop biology. Okay, so if you're sure that you don't want to go after any of the medicine or medicine related branch, drop biology. If you think that you want to pursue medicine, do not drop mathematics. Okay, at least for 11th standard, you must take mathematics as a subject because that is needed for physics. Okay, a lot of physics, especially in 11th and 12th, is dependent on mathematics. So even if you don't like mathematics, or you may think that I'm going to be a doctor, so what's the use of mathematics? 11th standard mathematics is absolutely essential. You can drop that, you can make a change in the subjects in 12th. So you can drop mathematics, but don't drop mathematics in 11th standard. The next question is whether I should take bifocal or not. There are a lot of thoughts because, say for example, some may think that I want to pursue computer engineering later on, and if I take computer science right now as a part of bifocal subject or electronics or whatever, that can be a benefit during my engineering term or engineering college. The point is that bifocal is definitely advantage in engineering, but it has zero weightage. It has zero weightage in terms of getting admission to a good school or good college. In terms of getting admission to a good college, bifocal will not help you. It may obstruct in certain ways. Say for example, if you are trying to learn electronics and you didn't have any background of electronics, you may end up going for a coaching class for that particular subject. Similarly, same thing for if you want to learn a particular computer language, say for example C or whatever, and that may be a subject, but then you will end up spending time on that particular coaching class, which is not desirable in these 2 years. In these 2 years, the entire focus should be getting into a good college, and only PCM or PCB subjects will help you in that. So remember that. Okay, in terms of foreign languages are welcome because the level of 11th and 12th standard is exactly the same as 8th, 9th, 10th. So if you have already taken French, say for example 8th, 9th, 10th, if you already had taken French, then go for French. Okay, but again, don't try to think that my son is going to Germany for further education. Why not learn German at this stage? No. This is not a time for experiment. Focus should be entirely on the three subjects. The focus should be entirely on the three subjects that you are planning to pursue as a part of 11th and 12th. If you agree on this, type yes. If you do not agree, type no. And if you have any questions, you can type that particular question, or you can just type M so that we can park that particular question. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, let's proceed. So the third step, the first step was deciding on the objective. The second step was deciding on the subjects. And the third step is which college to choose. Remember that colleges are only for practicals. No much theory is being taught in any of the colleges. Okay, so the entire focus of the college is conducting practicals and other languages and the other subjects that you may have, bifocal of course. Okay, so teaching for language is also, as I said, that it's not great in the colleges. Some of the colleges make the attendance compulsory, and that is really not healthy in terms of getting self-study time. I'm not saying that you should bunk colleges or whatever. In terms of attendance, if you are making it compulsory, if the college is making it compulsory, remember that your self-study time is reduced accordingly. Okay, self-study is the most important thing. I'm going to come to that a bit later on. But from that particular perspective, don't go for a college which makes the attendance compulsory. If you like a particular teacher and he's an excellent teacher in that particular college, you can attend. There's absolutely no harm going to the college. But going to the college because the college mandates it, because 75% attendance, 90% attendance is mandatory, you have to be in the campus and so on. That is not really good, especially in the 12th standard when you go there. The next point is about the timing. What is the timing? Whether you like to do self-study in the morning, whether you like to do in the late night. Accordingly, look at the timing. Also, you have to look at the distance and commute time. Okay, you have to look at some of the colleges may be very close. Say, for example, 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers is nothing. But if you really look at crowd on the busy roads, like say for example Ferguson Road, Pune, you will easily spend about half an hour to cross that 30 minutes, that 2 kilometers distance. So distance and timing are very important issues, especially in 12th when the self-study becomes most critical. There may be emotional connect. Emotional connect could be of the type that, my friends are going there, or my dad was a part of it, or it can be a positive as well as negative. I saw somebody going there and he didn't do well, so I don't want to go to that particular college or whatever. It can be positive as well as negative. So you will have to consider that. I'm not suggesting you should do a lot of weightage there, and that's why I put that particular point to the end. But these are the points which matter in many of the cases which I have seen. So if you agree on this particular point, type yes. If you do not agree, type no. And then we can proceed. If you have any questions, you can type it right now. Which class? And this is a very good or important decision. What happens is, as I just said, that the coaching class is very important from learning perspective, especially PCMB, those 4 subjects, and the MCQ techniques, because most of the colleges, they focus on the CBSE or state board, and there are very few MCQs in those particular books, whereas the competitive exams that you're going to focus at the end of 2 years, say for example JEE or BITSAT or NEET or CET, all these are MCQ type, and some of them are negative marking as well. In fact, most of the tests except for CET, they are negative marking. So practicing MCQ is a very important thing, and that you need to only depend on the coaching class to do that. The next criteria that you should look for is number of students, and I don't have to stress this more in terms of social distancing aspects and personalized attention. These are very important things, and these 2 years when you are in a teenage, you are shy of talking to the other gender and so on. So in that particular perspective, it's very important that the number of students are less. Okay, if there are 400, 500, or even 100 students in a particular class, it's not really going to help your child, or as a student you are not going to get help. The next point is student teacher parent bonding. What kind of bonding is there? Because these 2 years you're going to face many issues. You and parents are going to face many issues. You parent teacher are going to face a lot of issues, because there's a transition, there's a lot of peer pressure, there's a lot of societal pressure that is coming on a particular student, and obviously that particular pressure is transmitted in either direction on the parents. Okay, so parent may put pressure on the student, or student may put pressure on the parents, and so on. So from that particular perspective, student and parents both should be comfortable with the teacher, and vice versa. So that bonding is very important. Past results are very important, because they are very good indicators of what is going to happen to your ward. Online capability is very important, especially in these kind of scenarios where, say for example, even if you lose say 2 weeks of period during say 12th, say for example, I mean those students who are appearing for 2020 this year, those who have given 12th standard exam, if they had lost about 15 days just because the coaching class was not online capable, this particular period was very vital. Now, even today, I mean, looks like the way the scenario is going, till the last day we will have to conduct online exam, online coaching classes and online exams. So if your coaching class is not ready for that, then you are taking a big risk. Okay. So some of the points that I have are mostly covered. Some of the points that are going to be there for the college, say for example, distance, okay, and the timing, these are quite linked. These decisions are quite linked. So summarizing, these are the steps that we saw. One is finalizing the objective. Why do you want to pursue science? Which branch do you want to practice in science, or whether you want to go for IIT and all that, and what is your plan B? So finalizing that particular objective is very important. Then choosing subjects. While choosing subjects, remember that PCMB are the important ones, whichever you want to choose. Biology you can drop if you want to pursue engineering, but if you want to pursue medicine, you should not drop mathematics, at least for 11th standard. The next decision is choosing a college. There are different criteria, and as I said, that colleges are very important from practical perspective, and that's it. If they are going to make the attendance compulsory, it may not help in terms of getting the self-study. So self-study is a very important aspect, especially in the 12th standard. Okay, choosing a coaching class, you should go for a coaching class which has good past results, limited number of students, and online capabilities. What kind of teachers are there, whether they're ready with online coaching, whether they're ready with online test, and so on. So these are the criteria, and obviously the distance and timing and all that, those are the aspects that you must consider while choosing a coaching class. So there may be many iterations. Okay, say for example, if you have chosen a particular class, you may have to choose a different college which suits the timing of that particular class, and vice versa. Or say for example, if you're going to take a bifocal subject, then whether there is a coaching class needed for that, and whether this particular coaching class there's something nearby to offer that. So there may be some iteration. You may decide on the college first, and then you may decide on subjects next, and coaching class, or whatever. Typically the students and their parents start the other way around. They choose the coaching class first, and then the subjects, and the college later on. But it's completely individual. And very important point to remember is that 11th standard is not a rest year. If you have appeared for 10th, start today. If you have not started, most of the coaching classes, CO Weapons Academy, of course, has started for the 11th standard. In case you are interested, you can check with us and we'll give you the information. But 11th is not a rest year. You will have to get things going right away. Unfortunately, that's the fact of today, because next year you should spend more time on practicing rather than trying to understand the concept. 11th is the year when the concepts are important. So the resources are that there is a book on career planning by Savita Marathe madam. That is also good. Then there's a book in Marathi, 10वी 12वी नंतरची शाखा निवड by Velandkar sir. They are counselors, and of course you can contact us. Subodh sir is available on 744-744-7001 and 85549-88327 is my number. Our website is coweaponsacademy.co.in. We are available on Facebook. We can be reached on Twitter. We can be on Instagram or YouTube. Okay, so let me go back to this particular slide in case you want to take a picture or a screenshot of this particular slide you can take down, which is a summary of what we discussed. So I'll give you 1 minute to take a picture of this and the next one as well. And then I'll throw the platform open for any questions. Okay, you can take a picture of this as well to note which are the books which are available and take down our numbers, and you must visit our website to look at, and then visit us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and YouTube. So I'm done. If you have any questions, I can take it up. I'll check with how many questions are there. Are there any questions which have come up? So if you have any questions, I'm waiting for any questions. In the meanwhile, let me just summarize. The first step is to decide on objective. What do you want to be and why do you want to be that? The second is that you should choose the subjects that you're interested in. PCMB are the 4 important subjects. English is of course mandatory. Try to focus as much time as you can spend on PCMB subjects. You can drop biology in case you're not interested in pursuing any medicine related, but keep maths at least for 11th, even if you are trying to be a doctor. College is, there are different factors, because theory is something that you mostly will be covered in the coaching class, but practicals will be done in the college. Timing and whether they allow you to skip some of the lectures and whether the attendance is mandatory, and then the distance and emotional connect and so on. For coaching class, you must look whether they are how many students they take, what kind of professors are there, what kind of results they offer, and obviously you must visit their website to check what they offer, and the other factors are there. Since there are no questions, let me take an opportunity to thank all of you, and we're going to stop here. Thank you, and if you have any question, you can always approach us anytime. Thank you.